Hello everybody, I am going to be sharing something new with you guys today. This is my first time trying this. I'm doing a art resin acrylic pour. I'm not exactly what the technical term is or the artsy name for it, but I mix resin and acrylic paint together and do a paint pour, I guess, or resin pour. And at this point I hadn't done any acrylic paint pours before or anything like that. I love how the resin and the acrylic paint look together. And so I wanted to try this out first, and I love how it turned out. So I'm just sharing with you guys. I'm not an expert. I don't honestly have any idea what I'm doing. This is the first time I'm doing this, and it's taken me a long time to actually get to the point to do it because resin costs, it's expensive, and it's so much mess and cleanup. And as you could tell, I'm wearing gloves, which I never wear gloves. I don't mind getting my hands dirty or anything, but the resin is just so sticky and just, yeah. Anyway, so before I move on, all of these supplies will be listed down below. So if you're wondering what I'm using or where to get certain things, I will try and list everything in the description box below. So I mix the resin, equal parts resin, or half resin, half hardener. It's very important. I mixed it together, and now I'm kind of divvying it up in these two little cups and containers so that I can add color to them. And again, I don't know what I'm doing, and I ended up with way more resin and acrylic paint than I needed. And oh, I didn't even say I'm using a Prima marketing, what's this called? A watercolor panel. I had plans to prep it with some gesso first, and then I ended up forgetting. So I wanted to do that first, and then I just forgot. But I think that it would have probably been a little bit better if I did that, if I added some paint to the panel before. Although I will say that it does kind of separate from the cardboard. So it's basically watercolor paper on cardboard, and it's kind of like a canvas. I liked it because it's hard all the way through. I wouldn't get any bowing like a regular canvas, and it's smooth. So I wanted to try it. It worked pretty okay, but I would use a canvas or a wood piece next time. I am mixing some Impasto paints and also some Dylusion paints in with the resin, and just kind of mixing it. And then I wait just a second just to try to get some of those air bubbles out. But here I go. I lifted up the panel so it's off of the surface, and I have some parchment paper underneath. I felt it was easiest to clean up. And I go in with black and then some gray. And again, I have no idea what I'm doing. I've just watched a ton of videos on YouTube and Instagram, so I think at this point I'm thinking that I can attempt to do this. So I wanted a lot of white space. I like white space. I just like the look of it, so I add a ton of that, and I'm spreading it around with a spoon just so that it can get to the edges. And then I will go in and kind of tilt it and, do all that sort of fun stuff. But I want to get it to be completely covered with the paint first and the resin. And I do have to work a little bit fast because the resin gets a little bit sticky with the paint in it, I noticed. Even though I'm really working fast, it did get a little bit sticky towards the end. So I do have a torch. I bought a torch because I was determined to do a nice petri dish with the alcohol inks in it, but that's another story. Anyways, so I got a torch. So I have the torch to torch out any of the bubbles, which it works amazing. And at this point, I'm trying to use a straw to kind of get the paint and resin flowing a little bit. And then I remembered this one lady, she was doing kind of like a swiping technique, and I really liked how that turned out. So I'm trying that, and then I tilt it. I'm just kind of doing all the techniques in one piece. So I swipe it, and then I clean off the plastic knife, and then kind of go in again and kind of swipe it. And then at this point, I really wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. I did want all of the colors to kind of blend together nicely and just create a really cool piece. And I watch Mixed Media Girl on YouTube. She does a lot of paint pours and resin pieces and different things like that. And she uses a heat tool to get the resin hot, and then you can kind of move it around a little bit better. And as you could see, it does help to blend the colors together a little bit, although I think I'm probably going to invest in a hair dryer just for my crafts area, and then that way if it gets all messed up, it doesn't really matter if it gets paint on it and all that kind of stuff. So just because I feel the heat tool is just a tad bit too hot, and yeah, so I'm just kind of heating it up. I might have heated it up a little bit too much. Who knows? Like I said, I'm new at this. I don't know what I'm doing. I do like the end result, so I guess that's what matters most. And I think I wanted to put this video out there just because, just to show you guys that if you want to try something and you have the means to try something, even if you're hesitant or scared, just try it, and it might turn out amazing and it might not. I ended up trying to use the excess paint and resin in the cups for another pour, and it didn't work out. I ended up trashing it, which I was really bummed about, but I am kind of glad that my first one turned out. So just kind of deciding if I want the purplish pinkish color to go all the way, or what I wanted to do at this point. And I really like the cells, I think they call them, and the webbing and all of that sort of look throughout the pinkish purplish area. And I'm going in with the torch just one last time just to make sure all the air bubbles are out. And I'm not sure if it's because I used a watercolor panel and I didn't prep it with gesso first, or what the deal was, but I did end up with some bubbles in the end. But I love the look of this, and if I end up getting more resin, I definitely am going to do some more, and I will definitely share those. That's going to be it, I guess. Just the process of me trying something new. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Here's a couple more videos you might enjoy. Please visit my website at tiffanysolorio.com. Find me on social media. And again, thank you guys so much for watching and all of your support. I truly love you guys, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.